She always tells her friend everything that goes on in her relationship until she learns the hard way. The sun was still shy that Saturday morning, casting a soft gold glow over the quiet streets of Ikeja. Birds chirped lazily from the trees lining the road, and the air smelled of fresh dew and new beginnings. Olabisi and Adeola jogged side by side, their sneakers crunching softly against the tarred road. Sweat glistened on their foreheads, but their faces glowed with energy and laughter. They had been doing this weekend routine for months, a way to escape from the stress of work and clear their minds. Babe, slow down now. Olabisi panted, grabbing her waist lightly. Adeola laughed, tossing her braids over her shoulder. You're always complaining. This is just a warm-up. Oh. They reached the bend near a row of quiet, expensive-looking houses when a sleek black car slowed beside them. The tinted window rolled down, and the young man's face appeared. He was charming, with a bright smile that seemed to light up his whole face. Hi, excuse me. His voice was smooth and deep. I'm sorry to stop you ladies, but can I talk to you for a moment? Adeola and Olabisi exchanged a quick glance. Adeola's eyebrows lighted slightly. Yes, Adeola said, wiping her forehead with her wrist. The man stepped out of the car now. He was tall, with neat hair and a well-fitted tracksuit. My name is Toba, he said with a smile. I noticed you jogging and I just had to introduce myself. Olabisi folded her arms, watching him carefully. Adeola gave a shy smile. I'm Adeola, and this is my friend Olabisi, she replied. Nice to meet you, Toba said, his eyes lingering on Adeola a second longer than usual. Olabisi looked from Adeola to Toba and back again, her lips pressing together in a small smirk. She already had a feeling this morning jog wasn't going to end the way it started. Adeola shifted slightly, her heart beating faster as Toba's smile widened. He reached into his pocket, bringing out his phone. Can I have your number? He asked. I promise I'm not a troublemaker. Adeola hesitated for a moment, but Olabisi's playful nudge from the side made her laugh. Okay, but you better not disturb me, Adeola said, dictating her number. I won't, Toba replied quickly, saving it. I'll text you later. It was nice meeting you both. He smiled at Olabisi politely before slipping back into his car. The engine purred as he drove off, leaving the two friends staring after him. Olabisi burst into laughter. Adeola, na so we dey jog o, and na so man go stop you. See as you dey blush like tomato. Adeola rolled her eyes but couldn't hide her smile. Abeg, shift jare. He just asked for my number and that's all. Number wey go soon turn love story. Olabisi teased, laughing as they resumed their jog. Later that evening, Adeola sat cross-legged on their small sofa, phone in her hand. The living room smelled of jollof rice Olabisi had cooked. A soft smile played on her lips as her phone buzzed again. Hi Adeola, it's Toba. Just wanted to say I really enjoyed meeting you today. She bit her lower lip before typing back. Hi Toba, same here. Hope you are doing okay. Olabisi walked in with a bowl of rice, plopped beside her and peered into her phone. Aha! I knew it. Toba don dey text you already. Babe, you don't follow. Will you leave me alone and get out? Adeola laughed, hiding her phone. We just met. Yes, nah. From we just met, love dey start. Olabisi grinned knowingly. Weeks passed. Adeola and Toba began to chat almost every day. Morning texts, lunch break calls, and late-night conversation filled her life with excitement. Toba was funny, respectful, and attentive, and Adeola found herself looking forward to hearing from him. One evening, as she sat on the chair, scrolling through her phone, another message came in. Adeola, I've been holding this for a while. I like you. Seriously, I want us to be more than friends. Her heart skipped. She stared at the screen, unsure what to type. Olabisi, sensing something, peeked into the room. Babe, I caught you. Just smiling again. What did he say this time? Adeola looked up, her eyes shining. He just told me he likes me. Olabisi squealed and sat beside her. Ha! I knew it. Now so love the start. Adeola blushed, smiling shyly. Maybe I like him too. The city lights glittered like stars as Adeola stepped out of Toba's car that evening. She held two shopping bags in one hand and a small bouquet of roses in the other. Her smile was wide, her eyes sparkling like a girl who had just stepped into a dream. Thank you, Toba, she said softly before closing the door. You didn't have to do all this. I wanted to, Toba replied, his voice warm. Get inside safely. Good night, Adeola. Adeola waved as his car drove off, the hum of the engine fading into the night. She adjusted the shopping bags and walked into the flat she shared with Olabisi. Inside, Olabisi was sprawled on the sofa, scrolling through Instagram, but she quickly sat up when Adeola came in. Babe, see you glowing like street lights, Olabisi said, grinning. You look like someone that just came back from honeymoon. Nade Tabi? Adeola giggled, dropping the bags on the center table. Yes, so Toba took me out. Dinner at the new restaurant in VI. Then he bought me all this. Olabisi forced a laugh. Hey, this your Toba na investor. See as they shine. Adeola opened one of the bags and brought out a pair of sleek heels. He said I'll look perfect in this for our next outing. Wow, Olabisi said, reaching to touch the shoes. He's serious about you then? Maybe. Adeola blushed, hugging the roses to her chest. Olabisi smiled, but something inside her tightened. She didn't know Toba had been this serious, this giving. She swallowed hard, hiding her feelings behind a teasing tone. Babe, enjoy oh, na so love dey sweet. Adeola didn't notice the flicker in her friend's eyes. She was lost in her own excitement. Olabisi sat at her desk in the office, staring at her phone. Mike's name flashed on the screen for the third time that morning. She let it ring out again, biting her lip. When she finally picked up, her voice was flat. Hello. BC, what's going on? Mike asked. You've been ignoring my calls all day. Nothing, she said curtly, shuffling papers. I've been busy. Mike paused. Are you sure? You sound different. She sighed. Mike, when was the last time we went out? Just you and me. No friends, no work, no talk. When last? The line went quiet. Mike cleared his throat. BC, you know how my schedule is. We'll plan something soon. You see, that's what you always say. She cut him off, her tone sharper than she intended. Anyway, I'm busy now. I'll talk to you later. She ended the call before he could respond, dropping the phone on the desk with a soft thud. Her eyes flickered to Adeola across the room, laughing at a text on her phone. Olabisi's chest ached with a mixture of guilt and envy she couldn't explain. Saturday evening came quickly, and Adeola was already dressed for another date with Toba. She stood in front of the mirror, changing clothes, unsure of the one to wear. She was adjusting her earrings when Olabisi walked in, arms folded, and a hopeful look on her face. Babe, I beg now, Olabisi said softly. Let me follow you this time. I've been in the house all day. I just want fresh air. That's all. Adeola paused, turning to look at her. BC, you know this is a date, right? Just me and Toba. I know. Olabisi said quickly. I won't disturb, don't worry. I'll just sit quietly and enjoy the outing. Please now, you're my only paddy. Don't leave me body here. Adeola hesitated, chewing her lip. BC, I don't know if Toba will like it. Please now, BC begged again. It's just this once, I promise. I won't talk too much. I'll just keep quiet. I won't say anything. Adeola sighed deeply, then smiled a little. Okay, fine. Go and dress up before I change my mind. Olabisi's eyes lit up. Thank you, babe. You are the best. Don't worry, I'll soon be ready. She dashed off to get ready. When Toba arrived in a sleek car, Adeola opened the door with a bright smile, but his brows shot up slightly when he saw Olabisi behind her. Hi, Toba, Adeola greeted. This is BC, you remember her, right? She decided to join us. Toba's smile was polite but stiff. Oh, hello, BC. Hi, Toba, Olabisi said, trying to sound cheerful. He opened the door for Adeola. Adeola climbed in first, followed by Olabisi. The car smelled faintly of his cologne, but the atmosphere felt heavier than usual. At the restaurant, Toba barely spoke. He responded to Adeola's questions with short answers, and when Olabisi tried to start a conversation, his replies were clipped. Adeola noticed and nudged him under the table. Toba, are you okay? I'm fine, he said, forcing a smile. Meanwhile, Olabisi's phone kept buzzing on the table. Mike calling flashed repeatedly. She kept cutting the calls, flipping the phone upside down with a frown. BC, Mike is calling you now, Adeola whispered at one point. I'll call him later, Olabisi muttered, pushing her drink around. The rest of the dinner passed in awkward silence, the clatter of cutlery louder than their conversation. When Toba pulled up at their apartment later that night, Olabisi was the first to unbuckle. "Thanks for the ride, Toba," she said, stepping out before anyone could speak. Toba let out a slow breath, turning to Adeola. "Dee, I wasn't expecting us to come along." Adeola looked at him, her voice soft. "She begged me, babe. Bisi is my best friend, Toba. I didn't want her to feel lonely. It's nothing." Toba stared at the steering wheel for a moment, then at her. "I understand, but next time, please just tell me first. Tonight didn't feel like our time." Adela reached for his hand. "I'm sorry, it won't happen again." He sighed, his fingers tightening around hers. "I just like my time with you, Adeola, that's all." She smiled faintly. "I know, and I like my time with you too." Sunday morning, sunlight streamed into the small apartment as gospel music played softly from Adeola's phone. The two friends moved around the living room, getting ready for church. Alola was ironing her dress while Olabisi, in a white blouse and navy blue skirt, she was slipping on her heels. A sudden knock came at the door, sharp and insistent. "I'll get it, don't worry," Olabisi said quickly, smoothing her hair before opening the door. Standing outside was Mike. He looked tired and determined, his hands in his pockets. "Bisi, good morning," he greeted softly. "Morning," she said, barely meeting his eyes. "Can we talk for a minute?" he asked, stepping closer. Olabisi glanced back at Adeola, who was still inside fixing her earrings. She stepped halfway out and closed the door slightly behind her. "Mike, not now. We are getting ready for church." Mike frowned. "Bisi, please. You've been avoiding my calls, cutting me off. What's happening?" "I said not now. Ah," she repeated, her voice sharper than she intended. "We'll talk later." He stared at her for a long moment, disappointment clear in his eyes. "Okay, later then." "Later," she said and quickly shut the door. Through the curtain, Adela saw Mike walk away slowly, his shoulders slumped. She turned to look at Olabisi, who was pretending to adjust her scarf. That evening, the apartment was quiet except for the soft hum of the ceiling fan. Adela sat on the sofa, scrolling through her phone. She glanced at Olabisi, who sat opposite her, staring blankly at the TV without really watching. "Bisi," Adela said gently, "what's going on between you and Mike?" "Nothing," Olabisi replied quickly. "Why do you ask?" Adela frowned. "He came here this morning looking worried. You've been cutting his calls since yesterday. Did you two fight?" "No," Olabisi said again, forcing a smile. "There's nothing wrong, we are fine." Adela raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure?" "I said we are fine," Olabisi repeated, her voice sharper now. She stood up and went into the bedroom, leaving Adeola staring after her. Adeola sighed, leaning back into the sofa. Something was definitely wrong, but Bisi wasn't ready to talk about it.